Hello, students. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Okay, so my camera is not quite working today, so that's why I'm just going to be showing you my screen. That's okay. So, to start things off, we're going to go backwards. So, today you have to check in at the end. So, make sure that you just do this, answer those questions. Thank you for doing that already these past few days and weeks. Okay, next for writing today. Um, today, in Pock and the Beetle, you read about a race between two very different creatures. Write your own story about a contrast between two animals that are opposites. For example, the contest might be the tallest animal and the shortest animal in the jungle. Or the contest might be between the strongest animal and the weakest animal on the farm. Remember, the winner of the contest doesn't have to be the one you'd expect to win. So I started writing mine over here, and I decided to do a giraffe and a lightning bug. So it starts out, one day on the African savannah, a lightning bug ran into the neck of the giraffe. Angry and confused, the giraffe swung around and demanded to know what was going on. So now I can continue and say the lightning bug just accidentally ran into his neck, and because the giraffe was mad, he decided to challenge the lightning bug to a race. And I could add details like the cheetah who was listening was laughing and saying, "There's no way the lightning bug is going to win. Between a giraffe, she's so tall, she can walk fast." So, anyways, I'll continue my story and figure out who's going to win, and it's going to be fun. So, in this writing assignment, just have fun, be creative, and write between two animals that are opposites. So, you can't write between, if you write about the same animal, then it's could still be an exciting story, but write about two that are opposites. Okay, next, your journey's workbook page today. What you get to do first is to look at this passage, to read it, and to figure out which words are misspelled. Now, you have this word list over here that can help you. So if you don't know, just look at these words. And here's another hint. It's it's only going to be these words that are misspelled. It's not going to be any other words. So let's see. Let's start with last Sunday, the Braden Bobcats fans got a big thrill when the Bobcats beat the Pine Hill Pumas. Okay, those all look spelled correctly. The game was tied 1-1 in the last inning. The Bobcat batters came up in order. So I recognize that order is spelled wrong, so I'm going to type it down here, and I already did. And the mistake I found over here that has the wrong word. So what you get to do is find all of them. Okay, the next, what you get to do is write the word that fits each clue for the rest of it. Here's the words again. Okay, so I'm looking at the clue, and I say, okay, get pleasure from. Person, not really. Carpet, do I get pleasure from carpet? No. Enjoy. Oh, to enjoy is to get pleasure from. So that has to be this word. So what you get to do is look at the clue, look at the words, and figure out what it could be. You do that for the rest. All right. Next, you have math today is story problems. So what you could do is, here's an example of bar models to help you. So first, so this problem says a biking team raises 4,250 for charity. A running team raises 825 more than the biking team. How much money does the running team raise? Okay, so we know, we look here and we see, okay, the biking team, it says it in our problem right here. So we would write 4,250 for charity. And then a running team raises 825 more. Okay, so this is 825. So we want to figure out how much it is altogether. Okay, so this total is 4,250, and we're adding them. So 4,250 plus 825 equals the answer. And then we can figure out the running team raises the answer. And then how much money do both teams raise in all? Okay, so we learned that the running team raises this much and the biking team raises 4,250. So it'd be 4,250 plus the answer over here to find out how much both teams raise in all. Does that make sense? So it's 2 steps to our word problem. Now this is just the example, but the other problems are going to be very similar. And they all have bar models. So remember, this is the total, big total. This is a smaller piece, and then this is both of them added together. So the 3rd graders collected 487 cans of food for a food drive. The 2nd graders collect 175 fewer cans than the 3rd graders. How many cans do the 2nd graders collect? Now, this problem is tricky. So what the directions say are to draw a bar model on a separate piece of paper, type your answers here. Okay, so what I need to do is get a different piece of paper and solve the problem. So I'm going to get my whiteboard so that you can see. Okay, so now going back to the problem, it seems like, okay, so they have 487 cans of food for a food drive, 175 fewer cans than the 3rd graders. How many cans do the 2nd graders collect? Okay, so for this one, I need to figure out how many cans the 2nd graders collected. Okay, so 487 cans, and then 175 fewer cans. Okay, so I need to make a bar model for this. I'm gonna draw this bar model. Okay, so this is 487 cans. And then this bar is less, and it's 175 fewer cans. Okay, so I don't know how many cans the 2nd graders collected, but right here is 175 less than the 3rd graders. So this is the 3rd, this is the 2nd graders. Oh, whoops. Okay, so now I'm going to solve my problem. Okay, so 487 looks like I'm going to subtract because I'm trying to find out how many this bar is right here. Okay, so 487 minus 175. Okay, we know that 7 minus 5 is 2, 8 minus 7 is 1, and then 400s minus 100 has to be 300s. Okay, so the 2nd graders collected 312 cans. Now, if we want to check and make sure that 312 and 175 make 487, we can. Let's do that actually, 175. Okay, 2 plus 5 we know is 7, 1 plus 7 is 8, 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, great. It's the same number of cans, so we know that we did it right. Excellent. Okay, let's look at the problem again. So the 3rd graders collect 487 cans of food for the drive. 2nd graders collect 175 fewer. How many cans do they collect? Perfect. So we were able to figure out that they collect 312 cans. Oh, that was a cheer, if you guys heard that sound. Okay. Then the second question is, it goes with it. So how many cans do both grades collect in all? Okay, so now we have to do something different. We subtracted here to figure out how many cans the 2nd graders collected, but now they want to know how many cans they collected in total. So we need to look at both of our totals. So we have this total and this total. What should we do to put them together? I can hear you saying adding. That's right. So I'm going to look and I'm going to say, okay, so we're going to add to figure out how many cans both grades did. So 487 plus 312. Okay, so we know that 7 plus 2 is 9, and 8 plus 1 is 9, and 4 plus 3 is 7. So there's 799 cans total. That's what both grades collected. Does that make sense? So I'm just gonna circle that a little bit. Okay, so when you're doing this, you can write it down on paper and then you get to type your answers. So We figured out for the first problem that it's 312. So they collected 312 cans. And then how many cans did both grades collect? We found out that it was 799. So we're just going to type 799. Does that make sense? Okay, if you're having trouble or questions, or if it's really confusing, or if you forgot how to do bar models, that's okay. I'm sure your parents can help you, but I'm also here to help. So remember, this bigger bar is the total of what you're looking at, and then this smaller bar is a different piece, right? So it's a smaller piece plus a smaller piece to equal the same total of the bigger bar. Bar models are nice because they just help you visualize things. Okay, so that's what these problems are today. I think that's everything. Okay, just do your best and stay awesome. Have a wonderful day.